Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Campus. We have a new challenge mode. Well, it's not as new as it was, but we are in Destitute Institute, which is a variation on Blundergrad. If you might remember Blundergrad from the main career playthrough, it was a roach burger that had a cooking course, but in the backdrop of this, we had a spy course where we were training a new generation of spies. So that's that level, that's where we are now. And this is Destitute Institute, so from rags to lemonade. Education Minister Tarquin Foxbridge hates doing the budget. There are loads of numbers, and whether he keeps the money himself or only most of it, the public always seem displeased. This, however, is a bad one. There's a campus that's been allocated, well, nothing at all. Make things work without any starting funds and prove that Tarquin's budget wasn't wrong, just creative. We have general knowledge, we have a student intake of 10. Now, before we do any intaking, here comes Tarquin. I can't believe this has happened again. It'd be easy to stop pointing fingers, and yes, there are new shoes, but I'm grateful that you just want to get started. My advice to you as Education Minister, have a poke around and see if you can sell some junk. What would you do without me? Okay, yes, okay, Tarquin has given us this little task. We've got a lot of tasks for janitors, we already know this, and we need to hire some to actually start doing it. So we're going to get rid of everything. That's your first thing. Make sure your game is running at this moment in time. Now, that's going to be important, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Once we've sold everything, we're then going to have a little bit of a starting budget of around about 40,000. Now, you will notice that we can't actually pick our starting plot here. We are forced to use this one, and it's difficult. You will have to deal with a few things. The temperature is cold here, so you are going to need radiators and fire pits and stuff like that for your outdoor and indoor spaces. That's going to be really important, and I will tell you why as we kind of move on to this. We are going to be utilising the Orb Club for this run. Basically, it gives us a nice little bit of residual income at the expense of our students' happiness, and the reason that we put the radiators in is to keep them happy. You don't want to neglect this, because at the early portion of this level you want to be trying to make as much money as possible, because that's going to allow you to drive up your campus level. Remember, campus level is influenced by a number of different things. It's the qualifications of your lecturers and your staff, as well as the buildings and land that you actually put in place. So doing all of that, selling everything off, we've got 57,550 in the bank. And we're going to start by putting in our first campus building. Now, the idea here is to make sure that you don't overdo this to begin with. I know what you're thinking. The bigger your campus building, the higher the level is. But it really has a very minuscule impact on things. And we want to make sure that we've got enough money right at the early doors here to actually start pushing out some pretty good stuff. So I've already done some blueprints and stuff. I've been playing this level for a little bit. We've got a library there, and we've got our lecture theatre, which is the first building you're going to place down, because without that you can't actually start your course. You can't teach any subjects. So that brings us into here. Now, you'll see the prestige level of this lecture theatre is 8. I could probably push it more, but it's already quite jam-packed, so we're going to leave that as it is. It's full of posters. We've got 3 of each one, because normally when you get over 3, that's when you start getting those diminishing returns. And one thing I'm going to do here is just pop down a hand sanitizer on the outside of the room. So the hand sanitizers are going to improve your students' hygiene and health. And basically, Tarquin Foxbridge will come and give a little inspection every now and then. Those inspections are really important, because if you have a good one, you will get a nice bit of money. So we're also going to bring in this handy woman, Jane Gutterflake, because she has happy thoughts and maintenance. Now, happy thoughts is going to be good, and that pushes us up to level 2. Now, first things first, we're going to immediately increase our course level. You can take on new courses, but it will make things a little bit more difficult. Allegedly, you were able to run archaeology and all sorts of courses on this level, and that made it very easy because you could just get loads of money. But here you can see the only courses we have available are these ones. So unless you put in gastronomy or something and get the cooking, the cook-offs on the go, you could probably do that, but that will take quite a bit of time to get up and running to the point where you're actually able to win those competitions. So for the investment that you would put in, it's not really worth the payoff. You can see we've got 21,000 left here, so I'm going to go ahead and put in my dormitory, my challenge mode dormitory. This does up to 15 students and has a very good prestige rating. If we just go into it, you'll see the room prestige is 11, and when we finally get students in there, they tend to like it a little bit as well. So we're then going to put in our orb club right here. and immediately put in the Orb Club statue right next to it. That leaves us with about 1,000 left, and with that spare cash we are just going to very quickly put in some radiators. So I think the radiator, the standard size one, will do that room, and then in here as well with the lecture theatre I know it will, and then we'll put in some radiators in the rest of this building to filter out all of that, get that nice and warm for our students. And yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll quickly have a look. We have upgraded our course, that's fine. We can start our new academic year and bring in our first 15 students. So you just want to let this run for a little bit, get that first month out of the way so you get a little bit of profit in, and then we can start thinking about what else we're going to put in place. Now the first demand is going to be a library. I have a challenge mode library set up here for 12,000. That's what we're going to aim to get, because that means when our students finish this first part of their course, they'll be able to go straight into the library and start studying. We do need a librarian, so we're going to cancel all of these. Now Linda Mojo here is a teacher that I definitely want to hire, so what I'll probably do is we will fire our first teacher as soon as we get an opportunity to do so, once we've got some money coming in, and then we will hire our brand new teacher there. Now that'll give us a nice boost to our campus level and also clear off some staff by getting rid of the first staff member we've got. They also have inspirational speaking, which gives a nice chance to boost the learning rate of our students. And all of these things you need to really keep an eye on. Now, I've been doing this a while, so I know what I'm doing, kind of. I like to think I do anyway, and that is our first monthly profit in. We're going to pause immediately. We've lost that teacher, which does happen if you don't hire those applicants quick enough. You can lose them. So what we'll do is we will find that first teacher that we've got in there, Trevor Dobson. We will sack Trevor, and then we will hire Francis straight into the room there to start teaching that part of the course. We've got 12,000 left, which means we can build that library. So we'll pop down this challenge mode library here. It has basic stuff in, and that's fine. That's all we need for now. That brings our campus level up to 3, so we will immediately increase the level of our course. Now that means next year we're going to need one more general knowledge teacher, and then we're also going to need to provide a extra lecture theatre. What we'll then do is we will increase the course costs up to the point where we have less, because the aim for this first portion, this first year, is to try and get to level 7 or 8 in your campus, and then in the next kind of month you'll be able to hopefully finish it off leveling up. So we've got everyone pretty happy at the moment. We just need to get some cash coming in. We don't have an assistant for our library. I think we can just about afford to hire one. There we go, nice. And then we can start thinking about what we're going to do for our first inspection. Now Tarquin will come in. It'll probably be like, it could be hygiene, it could be your student grades, it could be your staff levels, lots of different things you could potentially be getting. You'll also notice at the moment the decoration in here isn't great. That could be another thing that Tarquin comes in to investigate, but we just need to be very careful with what we're doing with our monthly profit to begin with. Got a bit more space now, so we're going to expand the campus. Going to fill out that wall there. Once that's built, I can probably put in we've got a library, we want to put in the student lounge, so we've got money there, we'll put that down there, and then we'll put in some bathrooms and showers, and that will kind of fill out the basics. Student lounge is going to really help their entertainment, so that's a good thing to have. Then we'll get a bathroom in that just runs down here, and I'll just pause while I do this. So toilet cubicles going all the way up there, and then a sink here, hand dryer there, and a hand sanitizer there. We'll also put a hand sanitizer. We can't afford a hand sanitizer, so we'll leave that as it is and just carry on with things now. Where's our teacher gone? So Tarquin's coming in to look at the healthiness and environment. That means we're going to need to very quickly, what I might do is we'll delete this toilet. Then we will very quickly put in a load of windows here. All the way along. And you want to just do this right the way through. And this is very slowly, you can see, it is increasing the level of this campus building. And that will improve our prestige rating overall and continue to level up our campus. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're getting as high prestige rooms as you possibly can. What we can also do is just filter our cost-based decorative items here, and we'll start putting 3 of each poster in all the way along. And you can see our campus building is really increasing in prestige now. And that is very, very good for us. We'll try and pop on the other wall here another flag there. There we go, that went in. And then again, we'll start using some of these smaller canvases to fill out the additional space. And this will just go all the way along, continuing that theme of repeated posters. It doesn't look great, but it will do the job. We're not looking for something that looks amazing here. We're just looking to do enough to fill out the prestige of these buildings and really boost our level. You can see just by putting in these posters, we've almost reached campus level 4. So the more of this you do, the more effort you put into, well, effort is a loose term, but the more you put into increasing this prestige level, the higher your campus level is going to grow. So again, we're just using a mixture of posters here. Obviously, if you don't have any of the DLC, it might be a little bit more difficult for you. There we go, we've hit level 4 on our campus. We can close out that building there. And then what we'll do is we'll grab some plants to decorate the middle part here. So again, I'm using stuff from the Space DLC. If you don't have it, you can use some of the basic plants there. They're a little bit more expensive. You can see here we've got green all the way through, so we don't necessarily need them, but I will put one in the library there, and that should do for now. So while we've got a little bit more money, we will put in some cheap items for entertainment. Again, these are Twitch Prime exclusive items and stuff, and again, the mechanical spider is one from the Space DLC, but it is cheap and it does give a nice little boost to the entertainment value that some students require. So that goes in, we'll get rid of that overview, and hopefully that'll be enough to impress Tarquin. Now, for some reason, my general knowledge teacher, wherever they've gone, Francis, we're going to go in there now, thank you. There we go, right. Difficult, but for some reason they don't seem to want to go and teach. But there's another one. We'll try and bring Raquel in when we next get some income, and that'll be very useful. It'll boost our campus level, and it will give us another teacher to take up some of the slack that we seem to be getting here. Almost there, end of the month coming in.
He was just making gestures.
There we have it. Right, we can hire a new teacher now, and that does fix those issues. We can also now put in our toilet and our shower, so I'm going to expand the campus along this way to give me a bit more space, sell the 2 windows that were there, and then we can put our toilet in and our shower. We've got a student lounge, which is giving a nice bit of entertainment, so let's get a bathroom in. We just go there and pop that in. I'm not going to decorate these just yet. We'll just put the basics in. And then a shower. We have successfully completed our inspection as well. Don't know how much money it's got us, but we'll check that in a moment. 10,000. So our health wasn't great, but our environment was fantastic. That's what kind of helped us up there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly pop down the smoothie kiosk. We'll put that one here, and then we'll also put a veggie kiosk over on this side. We'll hire some staff to work in it. Now, I'm going to take the this one. I'm also going to take one that's trained in both pastoral and medical. That gets us to level 5 on our campus, and I think we can upgrade our course again. We can. Excellent. We want a love bench, so we'll happily oblige with that. Pop that one outside. And we still have 18,000 in the bank, which is good. We're at level 5. We are 9 minutes in. So I've done this where we've had some much better outcomes. I think my record is 28 minutes and 5 seconds. I'm going to grab this janitor because they are a very good one. They've got 3 of their skills like on level 1, which is useful for us. We're going to get some outside heating in now. just to warm up the rest of the campus. This will give a nice little boost to our warmth while students are wandering around the outside, and that will help us immensely moving forward. We then need to get some indoor heating in there as well in some of our other rooms and spaces. Put a small radiator down this little corridor here. Not that I actually need that corridor anymore, but we are going to do a little bit of moving around as we go into the next year. So we're looking pretty good. I think we can actually upgrade our lectern, so we'll get that done. That will improve the campus level as well. And then I'm going to just add an extra corridor on the back here.
Eerily similar to the last.
And that'll be useful when I can finally afford it. They want a study cubicle in the library, so we'll pop that one in now.
Not technically milk.
And the next lot, we'll actually continue working on that library and make the prestige a little bit higher for that. So we'll pause now, and then we can put down a computer cubicle and a general knowledge bookcase. Then we can decorate this. So again, we'll sort by cost, just the low cost items, and we'll start once again putting these posters in. It's tedious. I will say that. It can be quite tedious, but this is all very, very useful. You can see the prestige level's already gone up by almost 2 whole levels just by doing this. I don't know why this Jasmine Odyssey poster, for some reason, you can't slip it back. Maybe Jasmine Odyssey is just that full of herself. And make sure that when you are placing these down, you are using the intricate placement rather than just having it snap. That's really important. Then, while we've got a bit more space, we can put in a few plants and stuff in and around this area. And we're at prestige level 8, which is really good. I think we can probably push this up to 9 with a few more plants. We'll put in some of the heart balloons as well. That hits 9. Happy with that. Carry on. We could put some rugs and stuff down in there as well. That would really help boost things a little bit. But for now, that's looking pretty good. So everybody should be happy with their heating requirement now. And we now have the mayoral visit, which is based on our economy. So as long as we are putting in the effort to make some money and things are looking good in terms of our profits, we'll be in a very good position. That takes us to level 6, and we can now upgrade our course. I think we've got enough points to do that. Yes, we have. So we are at campus level 6 of 10. 4 levels to go, and like I said, you want to be aiming for at least 7 or 8 by the end of this first year. I do know, shout out to Chiz from the 2 Point Campus community, who has the current record as far as we've seen of around about just under 26 minutes, I think it was. I have been chasing that for a while. I've managed to shave off like 10 minutes at first go and then got it down to 28 minutes and 5, like I said before. But it's a tough one. You've really got to be careful with every penny that you have. And try not to overdo it with things. But we do now have quite a lot there. That was a perfect visit from the mayor, and that actually gives us enough money now. I think we can now duplicate our lecture theatre. We can. So what I want to do is I want to put the lecture theatre in there, so we will very quickly just add a little bit of an expansion onto the building, and then our lecture theatre can go there. And then the next thing I want to do is build a gym. So we're going to copy this. I'm going to fit the lecture theatre in there. And then we'll carry on the wall down to here. And where's my gym? Now, I think my gym's quite an expensive one. It's 30,000. We're going to need a little bit more of an expansion there. I think it's on a different angle as well. Yeah, the door's there. So what we could do is put it here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll add another little nubbin there. Then we will pick up this lecture theatre and put it there. Perfect. And then we can actually get rid of the walls here. We'll expand down to here. And then my gym should slot in that remaining space. It does. So, once I get a bit more profit in, gym goes in. Hopefully that takes us to level 7. And then we'll take a pause because we're going to have to put in some more windows and things like that. And then that should finish off this little section here. We want a park bench, so we'll pop that outside. Here we go. And what else do they want? The Tunnel of Love. Ooh, that's an expensive one. Oh, yeah, we'll put it in. And then we can fit out some more windows and things. They want a records cubicle in the library. Ooh, that's a big ask. Especially when I actually need to pay. Put the gym in first. What I can do is I'll put the gym in now. Get rid of those windows. Then we'll very quickly remove them. And we can probably sell the climbing wall. That'll give us enough money to put the records cubicle in. So I'll just move that plant. And I think the records cubicle will fit in. Just there. Yep, perfect. Right, that goes in. And then we've got £4 left. So with that excess money, we're going to put some more windows in, coming all the way down here. And onto the corner there. So windows are what's going to be very, very like necessary and key in this level. Getting a lot of windows into your spaces really helps to boost the prestige rating of those buildings. Doesn't like that window for some reason. We're at prestige level 6 in the gym here, so we can actually get some decorative items in there to flesh it out. Try and push it to 8, I reckon. We'll put in a couple of small posters here. The Roderick cushion, that takes us up to level 7. And then the Odyssey will go there, and there, and there. That almost gets us to 8. We'll put a neon guitar on the wall. And then I think maybe some plants and stuff will just help to finish this one off. Can't put the climbing wall back in just yet. There's plenty of space for other bits and pieces in and around the gym. It's blocking something. We can get another one in the corner there. We'll put the yucca down there. An egg. There we go. Prestige level 9 will do for now in there, and we'll carry on. Cool, right, so we are... Ooh, they don't like that window for some reason. We'll sell that. We're going to need another dormitory going into the next year. That's a health inspection coming in, which is perfect. Actually, looking at environment and healthiness. Now, having the gym, having the veggie kiosk and the smoothie kiosk, that's all going to help to boost the health of our students. We're at level 6. We could do with another level. We're going to get rid of those applicants and that one as well. We do have a... Oh, that's a decent janitor there. And another one. It's level 7. That's good. Can we boost our course again? Yes, we can. And a horror film. I can't set a horror film up yet because I don't have the money. But not to worry. We're at level 7. If we can get a nice boost to our finances going through to the rest of this year, we might actually be able to do this in the close season. And I will tell you how we're going to do that. You can cheese this one very easily. If your campus level gets high enough and you make enough money, you will be able to just hire staff to finish the level off, and that'll be probably the quickest way to get you the best possible time. It should be doable by the end of year 1, basically. And saying that, I don't know if that's true. I'm not putting a coffee kiosk in. The students will just have to be happy without one because it does not improve the health of my students. They want a student union as well. Too expensive, unfortunately. Otherwise, we definitely have one of those in. So off goes our inspector, Henry Jobsworth, who has the weirdest photograph facing away from the camera. Obviously wanted to hide his identity. We do have a student film on at the moment, but nobody's gone to see it because they're actually all in a lecture. So a couple of people have gone. Now we just need to hope that this guy gives us a good rating. He has. That's a full 25,000 in the bank. Right then. What I'm going to do is we're going to expand again. We've got 48,000 in the bank, which is really nice. And then let's see if we can just duplicate. We're going to need a little bit more space there. So we'll add in another little end piece there. Duplicate this dormitory. This is just in case we do have to run into the new term. So we now have 2 dormitories. That gets us up to around about halfway to level 8. And again, no new applicants that are of a high enough level for us. That was a good library that I just got rid of. But we can bring in Tabitha Dynamite as a new janitor. That almost gets us to level 8. And if I can just get one more teacher by the end of this year, I'll put us in a very, very good position moving forward. We're at 23.5 minutes. Basically, my tips for this: manage your finances as best you can. We're actually going to get rid of this. That's it. Right, we've got 42,000 in the bank. So 57,000, which is even better. Now then, while we're in the middle of this kind of downtime at the end of term, you'll see the timer has stopped. We're at 23 minutes and 59 seconds. We have $57,000 in the bank. Watch. Bang. Level 8. On our way to level 9 already. Okay. It's asking us for another lecture theatre. So theoretically, we could need to put in another one. But if we just increase our course costs, we now no longer need that lecture theatre. Good. Now, we're just going to keep waiting. Because if we can get in some teachers that could take us the rest of the way, we might actually be able to do this. We've got 49,000 in the bank. The clock has stopped at 23 minutes and 59 seconds. And we've got another teacher there. Not good enough. What happens, right, if we just bring in Quentin Chunder? Not a great deal. So we're going to focus on teachers. Because it doesn't look like we're going to get any general staff members who can really push this. So all you need to do is keep waiting for your applicants to refresh. So while I'm waiting for that to happen, keep your main campus building small. That's my first tip. Spend a bit of time playing around in this and seeing what works best in terms of getting the room prestige up. Having highly prestigious rooms has a direct impact on your campus level, and you can make a highly prestigious room by using some of the most basic of items. The really cheap decorative items always help. Just don't put more than 3 in, because that's when you start to see some serious diminishing returns. In terms of your orb club, you are going to need that. Entertainment items, do not just go for the standard, which I always do, of the Meat Wizard machine, because it's very expensive. Make sure you sort by cost. Telephones are a nice replacement. They also give entertainment. Same with the Wizard's Owl. Now, you're not looking to build a thematic campus here. You're just looking to get the level completed. Same with the looks of the place. Don't focus on making it look impressive. As long as your environmental rating is in the green when you go to your overlay, there's a 5-star. That's what we want. That should take us very close to level 9. We might be able to do this. So, yeah, don't go overboard on things. Don't spend too much money when you don't need to. This campus building's at prestige level 13. If we put in a few like extra items of like planters and stuff, that might help us a little bit. So we'll try that. We'll push these a little bit further with some nice new plants going in. But it really does not seem to be moving that dial at all, because we're still at prestige level 13 and it's 67% on that. So that doesn't do a great deal for us, unfortunately. So again, it's just a case of waiting for those teachers to roll in now, and hopefully we'll be able to do this without having to refresh that timer. But you can see what we've done. Every time you need to add a new room in, you just make that campus building big enough to accommodate that room. And you can see down here, we've got more space where we could put in a few more. So let's see if we can get some more wall art in here. Now, I'm aware I've already put these in the campus building, so we are probably getting diminishing returns on this. Let's just see what we've got now. 70%. So we only went up 3% from putting in 7 posters. So now you can see where things could start to plummet a little bit. What you can then do is just go down, sort by cost again, and go to some of the items that you may not have put down yet, like the Harmony poster here, or this Space poster from the expansion. And then just keep going. But remember, the further down this list you get, the more expensive those items become. But if you can make it make a difference, I think my campus level has just gone up a touch there. And that could well be because we've actually increased the prestige rating of this building. We've hit 14. We're not going to be able to do any more there. Anything else is just going to be a bit of a waste of money. There's another teacher that I want. And that takes us to prestige level 9 and around about 10% of the way to the next level. But can we now upgrade our course? No, we can't. We're at level 9. We've got 28,000 left. So if we just get some other teachers coming in, this should be doable. It's going to cost us around about 6,000, I think, 4 to 6,000 to hire a brand new teacher that's a higher level. Like a level 3 teacher here costs us 5,500 to hire, and I think like a level 5 or 6 is going to cost us around about 6,500 to hire. So 6,500, let's just ballpark it here. 6,500, 13,000, 19,000, 25,000. We should be able to do it. And as long as you've put in that groundwork and gotten a nice bit of money coming in, don't expand your campus any further towards the end of the year. Give it the last 3 months to really make some profit. Try and get a final visit in from an inspector and really hope that you can get a good rating. What they generally look for is your entertainment value, your profits, your staff levels, your students' performance, and your, I think, students' entertainment. Hygiene, things like that. There'll always be an inspection. And what you could do if you really wanted to micromanage things is wait for an inspection to come in and then expand your campus accordingly. So try to really fill out based on what the inspection is going to be. Like when I knew that there was going to be something looking at the environment coming in, that's when I started putting all of my posters in place, and that's how I did very well in that inspection. The one thing that can be unlucky and unfortunate in the early phases of this level is if you get a hygiene inspection or a health inspection when you've not been able to get in these healthy food items or the gym, but they are all there, and whether the students use them or not, they will contribute to the overall health. If we just have a look here at our hygiene, everybody's got good hygiene. We have a look at the health, everybody's in good health, and you can see that there are items here that influence health. Beds, the veggie kiosk, the smoothie kiosk, all of the items in the gym, they all give something. So if you really wanted to, you could use the outdoor gym piece. If we just go here to, I think it's in entertainment. No, it's not. Is it in relationship items? I think it might be. Yes, here. The bench press. You can actually put the bench press outside. It's an outdoor item and it helps with the healthiness of your students. So that could be something that you do. We need to be careful of this though, because this only refreshes every 7 days, and then obviously those applicants fill up. I can't get any further because it doesn't. The next phase doesn't unlock until level 10. I'm not going to bother trying to hire any other staff. It's all about the teachers at this moment in time, so we're just waiting for those applicants to come in. I'd really like to hold off for some level 5 applicants because that's what's going to give me the biggest boost to my campus level. And we don't want to start the new year, because if we start the new year, the timer starts again. So if you have the finances at this stage, this is your opportunity to really push that campus level. Do bear in mind though that when you do this, your outgoings for your staff costs will increase massively. So if you do have to start the new year, be prepared for the finances to be a little bit crippled. So I would say only attempt this if you've managed to get your campus level to 7 or 8, because those extra 2 levels you should be able to fill in with high ranked teachers when you eventually get those applicants in. What you could do is do some research or training, but I always find with these challenge modes, if you're going for a gold star, you really don't have the time to do it. You've got to force that gold to come up pretty quickly, and it doesn't work if you are... There we go, that's a level 6, and that takes us very close now. We've got 14,000 left. What if we do just bring in... Almost there. Rosie Quiche, are you going to be the one? You are, Rosie Quiche. Well done. 23 minutes and 59 seconds on the timer. Now, obviously, if the timer continued after we were in the midpoint of the year, that would be a little bit more difficult. But because we have that downtime where there are no students on campus, we've been able to really finish that one off and hit 23 minutes and 59 seconds. So I hope this has been a helpful walkthrough for you. Just make sure you're decorating every inch of your campus as cheaply as possible. Use windows, make sure the heating requirements are looked at, make sure you are hiring and upgrading your course. Upgrade your course whenever you have the opportunity to in this level, because that gives you access to better trained teachers, which means you can increase your campus level quicker. Don't research, don't train, it's silly, it's a waste of time and money. You really need to make sure that you're utilizing your cash in this level very well. Get a dormitory down, get your lecture theatre in first, that's your most important. Get a basic dormitory down and decorate it as cheaply as possible. Try and get that prestige level nice and high. Then put your library in, because that's going to be effective for your students and developing them. As long as they're happy, they will continue to develop as students. General knowledge is a very easy course to succeed in, so they'll get high grades as long as you keep them happy. Get a student lounge in, it's important for their entertainment, it gives them somewhere to relax. Toilets and showers, you can put them in. I would recommend doing so, even if you just put a small one in and don't decorate it. And then everything else just kind of follows. I would advise getting a gym in, maybe the outdoor bench press, just in case you get a health inspection very early on. Make sure you aren't putting cheesy gubbins machines or anything in, because it negatively impacts their health. Just use the smoothie kiosk and the veggie kiosk. I know it increases your staff outlay, but if you have some well-trained staff in there that have something like comic timing or something, that'll really help keep the students happy as well. So it's all about happiness, generating income, spending wisely, and eventually you should get this, especially if you get to rank 8 by the end of the year, and if you've upgraded your course accordingly and have around about $30,000 left in the bank by the time the end of year comes around, you should be able to achieve a gold rating very easily. Maybe you'll beat my record. I hope that's really helped you guys. Thank you for sticking around for another 2 Point Campus Challenge mode, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.